Good morning, ninth. We are doing next chapter today, lesson number 12, skeleton, that is movement and locomotion. So, in this chapter, we have functions of human skeleton, axial and appendicular skeleton, and types of joints with reference to their location, then immovable joints, slightly movable joints, and partially or freely movable joints. So, these all the joints and the location we will learn. So most animals, they are characterized by definite shape and the capacity for movement of different parts of the body, and these movements also help the animal in locomotion. So movement from one place to place, that is called locomotion. Okay, these functions are performed by skeleton and the muscles together. What are the functions of human skeleton? Six main functions or purposes skeleton in our body serves. First one is support and shape. Skeleton provides a support or framework to all the soft parts and gives the body and its parts a definite shape. Imagine if you did not have small pieces of bones, that is phalanges, in your fingers, would you be able to hold a pen in your hand? No, joints were necessary. An example of shape and support they have given: just hold your ear, try to fold it, then leave it free. It resumes its shape. So feel its interior. It is tough but flexible. Why? Because it is having cartilaginous skeleton inside it, which is giving support as well as shape to our this external ear. Then come to second function of a skeleton, that is protection. Several delicate and important organs are well protected by casing of bones. For example, skull protects the brain. Vertebral column, that is backbone, protects the spinal cord, and the ribs protect heart and lungs, and so on. So many are there. Then movement. Many bones are joined to each other in a manner that one bone can be moved on another, and these movements are brought about by muscles which originate on one bone and are inserted on another. Then is leverage. Because many joints, many small bones and joints, they make levers that increase the speed and distance of movement by a muscle. They act as lever, like that we have done in physics. Okay, so for example, contraction of only a few centimeter by the biceps muscles swings the hand swiftly through an arc of more than a foot. Then formation of blood cells. Certain types of blood cells, including red and white blood cells, they are formed in the tissue of central hollow space or the marrow. Central hollow space of bones, long bones especially, that is filled with substance called bone marrow, and there these WBCs, RBCs are formed. Then bones are also a storehouse of calcium and phosphorus for rest of the body, because mineral part of bone contains their salts only. Then constituent of a skeleton. Our skeleton consists of bones, cartilage and ligament, and bones comprise the hard framework of the body. Cartilages are supporting and connecting structures. For example, cartilage supporting the projecting external ears and tip of the nose. Then ligaments, these are the special connective tissue which binds the bone together. Then we can see here the classification of bones according to the shape. There are long bones, short bones, flat bone and irregular bones. One question was asked 2 years back, descriptive question, that was asking the four categories of bones and location of each type. So long bones consist of a shaft with a knob at each end, and shaft is thick, that is walled, and tubular, filled with yellow marrow. Ends are spongy. Examples are bones of arms, legs and chest. Then short bones, these are box like spongy bones, show little movement, and they are located at ankle and wrist. Then flat bones, which are composed of two or more parallel plates of compact bone and closing spongy bone. Example is shoulder blade, skull and sternum. Then irregular bones, these are complex shape, amount of bone tissue varies. These are compact and spongy. Example is facial bones. Our face part is made by facial bones, and vertebral bones also. These are irregular bones. Shape wise they are irregular. Now we come to bone. Bone is the chief component of our skeleton, and it consists of organic and inorganic material. Inorganic part constitutes nearly 2/3 of the entire bone substance, which mainly have compounds of calcium and phosphorus. If a bone is placed in weak hydrochloric acid, the mineral part is removed from it and the remaining organic part is left behind. Such a bone is called decalcified or calcium removed decalcified bone. This becomes so soft and flexible that it can be tied into a knot. On the other hand, if a bone is strongly heated, its organic matter is destroyed and only mineral part will remain. So such a bone turns brittle and quickly breaks. With age, as in old people, organic part of the bone is reduced and bones become fragile, taking much time in rejoining. So from this paragraph we come to know that bone is having two things, organic material and inorganic material. Organic material is forming, which is oxidized on heating, while inorganic material, that is mineral part, remains in the form of ash when we are heating a bone, and that inorganic material is made up of calcium and phosphorus that can be removed with the help of keeping the bone in weak acid. Shape wise, they have given long, short, flat and irregular bone that explained in flowchart. Now come to the structure of a typical long bone, like thigh bone. So it is having hyaline cartilage on both the ends, fatty yellow marrow present in the central portion, central hollow of the bone. Then sides are compact dense bone, and here spongy bone with red marrow. So inside it is filled with red marrow. Ligament to attach it with another bone at joint. Okay, so it is highly calcified, hard and rigid connective tissue, very strong and can withstand severe stress. It consists of bone cells, osteocytes. This we have explained in tissue chapter. Their diagram is given 3.10. You have to refer to that. Where osteocytes, those bone cells, are arranged in the form of concentric rings, like this. They arrange themselves in the form of concentric rings. Here we have the osteocytes, and the central canal is called Haversian canal. Okay, this way inside bone the cells are arranged. They are embedded in a ground matrix in which collagen fibers and mineral salts are deposited. Then external surface of bone is covered by a membrane that we call periosteum. Outside we have periosteum, which consists of outer fibrous and inner cellular layer and richly supplied with blood vessels. Long bone has a hollow cavity in the middle which is filled with bone marrow. Two types of marrow, yellow marrow and red marrow. Yellow marrow is made up of adipose tissue and blood vessels which give rise to WBCs, and red marrow is present at the ends and produces RBCs. Then this is progress check, you should solve yourself. Now human skeleton. It consists of 206 bones, including 3 very tiny bones in each ear. Table 12.1 is given, which is giving you region wise breakup of total number of bones in human skeleton. And skeleton has mainly 2 divisions: axial skeleton, which includes basic central framework of the body, and appendicular skeleton, which includes the bones of limbs and girdles. So axial skeleton, that skull, vertebral column, ribs and sternum. How? That I'll explain you in next video. That's all for today. Thank you.